Arundhati. Consumer-focused Insurtech CoverSure has raised $4 million in a pre-Series A funding round, which was led by Enam Holdings. The company plans to use these funds to build a consumer-centric insurance engagement platform using data intelligence, and says it will, invest to support its growth and expansion plans across India and strengthen its position in the market. So joining us now to give us a glimpse into the startup's business and the significance of this funding is Saurabh Vijayvargiya, who's the founder and CEO of CoverSure. Also with me is my colleague Arundhati. Saurabh, welcome to Startup Street. Thanks for your time here. Start by telling us first about your institutional funding, the first that you raised of this $4 million. How will you be deploying it? And, what are your strategic priorities for scaling operations and expanding market presence?
Well, thank you so much, Ritu, for having me here and having CoverSure. Thank you, Arundhati. This funding is largely going to be deployed towards growth. And to us, it's largely a purpose-driven growth in the sense that we want to basically, ensure that for all these years when insurance has largely grown around sales, we've kind of built a very intuitive engagement platform wherein we will add tremendous value to the users, the ones who are already insured, and those massive numbers of Indians who are waiting to be insured. So it's largely around growth.
All right, Saurabh, Arundhati stepping in here. In what ways does CoverSure's approach differ from traditional insurance platforms? What is your USP and what is the market gap that you've identified and that you're solving for at this point?
Right. Okay. Arundhati, this is the usual way that we actually do. Allow me to ask you a bunch of questions, perhaps which can just, put out our entire strategy. Do you know where your insurance policies are? Right? If you were to be given, say, about 10 minutes, would you be able to get all of your insurance at a single location, just the way your stocks or mutual funds are? Right? So that's one. How confident would a person be, with respect to the insurance that they hold? Would they know to what degree they are not covered within an existing insurance? And lastly, in India, or perhaps maybe in the world, 99% of the insurance-related decisions are taken by male in the house, and the families are largely not aware about the insurance. So around these four fundamental pillars is what we have built the platform, and then we have created several modes, right? So that people get a high degree of confidence on what they hold with respect to insurance. We have deployed deep machine learning, and data intelligence to ensure that there is continuous value, which is kind of going back to the users. So it's not just about the claim. There is a lot in insurance beyond the claims. And our objective is to really, build deep tech around it and keep on growing, not just directly to, in B2C manner, but the entire stack that we've built is in modular way, and we would be, partnering with very, very large institutions to take it in a modular fashion across to people.
Right. And you currently provide insurance across health, life, motor, and travel segments, right? Are there other segments you're exploring? Who are the various insurance providers you've partnered with for this?
Yeah, so, the strategy is that we want to be working with very select insurance companies because at the very core of it, there is a high degree of product innovation. But what Indian consumers are largely looking for is very high degree of service, and, very, very seamless experience around the claims. So to that extent, we want to be working with very, very select and, at the base, from a backend standpoint, we might be sort of working with more insurers, but we want to bring out the new solutions, from a bunch of select insurers.
Well, Saurabh, what sort of business momentum are you seeing after nearly 1 year of starting operations in terms of the key metrics? How have they panned out? And if you could give our viewers a sense of, what the growth trajectory for CoverSure is looking like from here on with the current regulatory environment.
Yeah. So, Ritu, while we started about a year back, we just got our license in January this year. So we are at an early stage in terms of the revenue numbers, but in terms of the user traction, we are kind of growing at about 50% to 55% on a week-on-week basis. I really can't divulge, the extent of revenue or the overall user base that we have. But just to give you a color, uh, because of the sheer volume at the base level, which is there in the metros in India, we are getting a lot of traction from the top metros in India. But very, very interesting trends are coming from the tier 1 and tier 2 cities of India. And nearly 70% of our user base is in the age bracket of 30 to 49. And, we are tracking an average ticket size of close to about 75,000 at a per user level, which is significantly higher as compared to, where the industry average is of close to about 17 to 20,000.
Well, Saurabh, unfortunately, that's all the time we have. But thank you very much for sharing your thoughts here with us on Startup Street. And it was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much, Ritu. Thank you. Thank you, Arun.